Joshua Cruz here. So I decided today I'd make a video about discipline and schizophrenia, or really mental illness in general is probably what you could take away from this video. The reason I say that is because discipline is no cure-all or substitute for anything like medication. However, discipline, aside from being key to many other things in life, I feel is key to managing your symptoms. Now, this is probably stating the obvious, hitting the nail on the head, but I mention this because recently my dad, who has PTSD and severe back problems, was in so much pain he lashed out in a very damaging way, we'll call it. It hurt a lot. Now, I've mentioned before in other videos that basically the way I was diagnosed was about the best case scenario for getting diagnosed. But even so, and for people who were not so lucky, such an encounter as with my father the other day might have actually made some symptoms worse and brought on some severe bouts of depression or other self-destructive habits. And I mention discipline because, in my case particularly, it wasn't just me taking care of myself, but me trying to help take care of my father. Making sure, in the effort to make myself better and keep myself standing up, I didn't put him down or hurt him. So discipline, it came in handy because I had to know not just the symptoms I was trying to suppress or fight or avoid, but why I was doing what I was doing, and stick to it. In this case, making sure my family stayed together. Also, taking care of my father, who's taken care of me so much throughout my life. Maintaining healthy relationships. And usually I visualize this by thinking, what would my little mini Dotson approve of? And I have to constantly run through these things, knowing why I'm doing what I'm doing, how I'm trying to do it, and being disciplined enough not to give up when at first it seems it's nothing but a failure. Now, that was a little abstract for my case, but discipline is needed to not just maintain healthy routines, take your medication, go to work, all these other things, but it is key, I feel, to mental illness because it makes the difference of falling off the wagon, so to speak, and walking that thin and narrow line of I'm okay. I call it a thin and narrow line because it really seems like one wrong step and you're depressed or you're manic or you're just switching between different poles of emotions, just back and forth, and there can be the self-destructive habits thrown in there, and it just seems like it's so hard to stay on this thin, narrow line that is you being okay, because I feel okay is what we all shoot for. Now, I'll end it here by saying discipline has helped me in my schizophrenia by not just making me healthy with good habits and regularly taking medication, but also staying true to the values and methods that I use to stay in that thin, narrow line of okay, as well as trying to help the other people in my life who have their own problems. It's not a religion, but it does take discipline to stay the course. Now, this was a little bit more abstract today. Can't hand you any fancy research saying discipline and this. Discipline affects you by, it's more my musings, I guess, and reflections upon discipline. and trying to relate discipline to what I do with schizophrenia and how I feel it affects mental illness in general. So, if you found any of this helpful, I'm happy to help. As usual, if you got severe problems, if it's an emergency, consult a doctor, call 911, do the appropriate actions. Talk to your psychiatrist for medication issues. But if you like anything I say, what I do, click the like button, subscribe, comment. Spread a positive, determined message about mental illness. Break down the stigma. To anyone who actually watched this whole video, thank you. That's all for now.